We'll now have our welcome remarks by the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Lady Vice Chairman of the People's National Movement, MP for Aruka Maloney, Minister of Planning and Development and Leader of Government Business of Trinidad and Tobago. That is not a round of applause for our Lady Vice Chairman. Put your hands together and welcome her to the podium.
Thank you very kindly, ladies and gentlemen. Vice President of the Senate and his lovely wife, Member of Parliament for Tobago East, the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Reverend Forrest, other members of the clergy, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. On behalf of the leadership of our party, and certainly on behalf of the Women's League of the People's National Movement, I wish to welcome all of you who have come from far and wide this afternoon for our praise and worship. Sisters and brothers, I believe there is one question that all of us have been asked from time to time. A question we have been forced to consider at various times in our lives. And that is, how are our priorities ordered? Whenever I am asked that question, I have always answered in this way: God, family, country, and party. There is nothing that I could have accomplished in this life if I did not have God at the center of my life, or at least keep my eyes fixed on my God. I am certain that many of us gathered here this afternoon could attest to the faith handed down to us by our mothers and grandmothers, regardless of the particular religious persuasion we might follow. I am sure many can still remember when we are having exams, the prayers that go down for exams. And I'm seeing my niece laughing, she knows. When we were having common entrance in our day, the prayers that went down for us to pass the common entrance. We were sure to keep that fame and faith alive, and also to indulge in family prayers. If our women of faith are the ones that taught us as children the hymns, the bhajans, the sankis, that have kept us going throughout our years. While our women worked, you could hear them humming hymns and other religious songs, their favorite gospel tunes. And it was God and this faith that would keep us as families in strength, give us courage, and garner us and group us together in times of greatest need and sorrow. And we knew what each song meant. We knew what each refrain was trying to tell us. Ladies and gentlemen, it was from our mothers and grandmothers that we learned that even though the road is long, no matter what comes, we knew we could make it with God's help. Through their boundless faith, we learned that no Good Friday lasts forever, that there would always be a Resurrection Sunday. It was from praying women we learned our first prayers. gentle Jesus, meek and mild, look upon this little child. Oh, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And of course, the Lord's Prayer. Praying women, ladies and gentlemen, have carried our great party and our great country in their hearts and in their hands. All of us here know that on any given day there are hundreds of faithful praying women and men, praying for our safety, praying for our nation, praying for us as a nation to be courageous, to be a nation of strength, to be a nation that is God-fearing, praying that some will turn from their wicked ways, praying that wickedness will move from off of our streets, from out of our homes, praying that our nation will turn its face to God and glorify God at all times. When Women Pray is the name of our function here today. And we know that when women pray, we know that things happen. When women pray, mountains are moved and hills are laid low. We know that when women pray, obstacles are replaced with opportunities. We know when the wine ran out at Cana, we know what happened. Jesus said it was not his time, but his mother told him what he had to do, and he had to do it. The first miracle. Like Mary, there are countless other women in the Bible who were steadfast in their prayer and whose prayer yielded results. Today, we, the women of the PNM, we, the women of the country, come before our God to plead for the safety of our country. We stand before our God today and ask for the protection of our leaders. We ask for the protection of our political leader from the snares and arrows. We ask for the protection of our Prime Minister, for the protection of the Cabinet, for the protection of the Parliament, both the House of Representatives and the Senate. We ask for the protection of the protective services. We ask for the protection of all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We stand here before our God today and ask His Holy Spirit to cover the four corners of this great country, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We ask our God to disperse the shadows of death. Today, the women of the PNM and other women who are here with us today, we all stand in solidarity with praying women everywhere in this country and indeed in this world. And we ask God's divine intervention on our land. Today, I invite all of us gathered here to abandon ourselves to God. Our God who has created us, who has molded us, and who continues to look over all of us. Let us today make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Let us rejoice. Let us be glad. Let us be happy, for this is the day that the Lord has made. I pray that all will be blessed today simply because you came. God bless you. Thank you. Welcome. I want to indicate that not only is this a special celebration, but we're also commemorating Lent. And Lent is an important part of the Christian calendar.